You want it and you need it. Whether it is the money that was promised to you a long time ago, whether it is that nice grade that you want from that exam, whether it is, I don't know, winning a football game, it can be truly anything. And it always seems that whenever you need it the most, whenever you just need to get the result, no matter what, something always goes wrong. And you don't even know why. And even when you do realize what what it was, it is sometimes such a stupid little thing that could have easily been prevented. Now, I know exactly how this feels. And don't worry, we're gonna go into depth into how this actually works. Not just physically, so, logically how we can explain it, but also on higher planes of existence, so that we can truly break this down, and so that you can actually realize what has been separating you from what it is that you so desire, and why you actually needing it so desperately is actually repelling it in the first place. But before we go into the main thing, I want to go into something that you may be suffering through right now. You see, there was a story that I read in this book called Psycho Cybernetics, which is an incredible book. Like, the author goes into great depths about the nervous system and how your behavior is driven by your self-concept or your identity, whatever you want to call it. So basically the way that you see yourself, it is phenomenal. And I do definitely recommend that you read it at least once. But there was this one very interesting story in that book, and that I don't know if it was the author, but whatever. Basically, there was a plastic surgeon, right? And people would often come to him. They wanted to fix their nose, or they wanted to, I don't know, fix other characteristics about their body. But here's the interesting thing: even after it was fixed, and they got, the physical change that they so desired, they still thought about themselves that they were ugly, even though they wholeheartedly believed that if, they changed that one specific characteristic, that they wouldn't be ugly anymore. And that is because there is no physical solution for a mental problem. That's right. Oftentimes, and you can see this example literally literally everywhere. For example, in guys that sleep with so many women, with business owners that even when they do hit their financial goals, they just go higher and higher and higher and higher, and they are never satisfied. Or whether it is with bodybuilders, like some bodybuilders that really aren't satisfied with the progress that they've made so far. And why is that? Well, you need to realize that sometimes there is an identity defect or something missing in your identity that you're trying to compensate for with something external, with something physical. Whether you're missing, for example, I am loved, or you don't feel respected enough, or you don't feel healthy enough, or you don't feel appreciated enough, or you don't feel free enough, whatever it is that you extrapolate this to your own life, whatever it is that you feel like you're missing, is actually the thing that is perpetuating people, conditions, circumstances, timings, and events, which will keep you in the physical reality that will reflect you not being loved, you not getting the respect and the admiration that you so desire, you being a quote unquote slave in the modern society, and you not being free. You understand what I'm trying to say? Because if you don't get this, and if you if you don't just stay in the present moment, and you don't give yourself that emotion right now, then why should anything else make you feel that way? Because there are aspects of what it is that you're missing in your life right now. And since you think that you're missing something, even even when you do receive, people, conditions, circumstances, timings, and events which will reflect what it is that you're missing, quote unquote, you will completely dismiss it as something that is just not true. Like, someone will tell you, "Oh, you look so handsome," and you will completely dismiss it. It will be like they're living in a completely different world. Like, you see all of these things that are wrong about you, but no, 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 no. There is no physical solution for a mental problem. Because you think that attaining that good grade will make you more respected. You think that attaining more money will give you more freedom. And of course, in some aspects, of course, I'm not trying to say that, it is, it, I'm not trying to get you on one polar scale of the spectrum. I'm not trying to say that you just fix the mental thing and everything else changes. Of course not. I'm just saying that you most likely have an identity hole, as I like to call it. And you need to fill this hole by actually reflecting on your life. Because I do definitely believe that that there were times where you did feel, for example, where you did love yourself, where you did respect yourself, where, what it is that you're missing right now, that you're trying to get from that physical thing that you so need so much. It is there already. All you need to do is just focus on it, and you do need to realize, ooh, I'm already respected. And yes, maybe it is not to the degree that you so desire, but just the fact alone that you're focusing on it and that you're finally giving it to yourself means that you're already shifting the entire universe to show you people, conditions, circumstances, timings, and events which will reflect you being loved. So yeah, that was the psychological part of this video over. I'm I'm warning you about this because I've been here, okay? I've tried to, get more muscle so that I would feel better about my body. And of course, when I did achieve my perfect body, I've already had a really good mental health. So I already realized that, yeah, this is enough. This is what I wanted to accomplish. I'm just gonna see, of course I'm gonna still work out every single day because why not? I want to stay healthy and I want to see what my body is at its fullest potential in this life. So yeah, but there are people out there who don't give this to themselves. And since the nature of this physical world is that it is a mirror reflection of your subconscious mind, then we can say this with a pretty nice saying that the mirror will never smile before you do. And we can talk about this through scientific research or through you know religious texts, like for example on earth as it is in heaven, earth being the physical plane and heaven being your mental and emotional state, because you need to realize that the universe, it only shows you what is within your subconscious mind. And even taking inspiration from this book, Cybernetics, sorry, that I mentioned earlier in this video, the identity. So the way that you think and feel about yourself predominantly, most of the time, literally drives your behavior, which then reshapes your physical world to match that. This is something very serious, and we can go even deeper into this through the observer experiment, or through the fact that you can only see 0.0035% of the entire electromagnetic spectrum, and this only happens through a process called refraction, and these electromagnetic waves go into your brain, and then your brain creates an image of what it thinks it is seeing based on its level of consciousness, so what it is aware of. Yeah. So it is the other way around. It is not that you're just a bystander in reality. You indirectly control it through your mental and emotional state, through your consciousness, through what is in your subconscious mind. So now that we filled up your identity holes, so that when you actually do receive the things that you so desperately need right now, you don't actually go into the cycle of wanting more and more and more and constantly feeling empty and empty and empty, but so that you can finally fix it once and for all and be satisfied with yourself. Not not complacent, but satisfied. And that's what we are going for. Because complacency would be, you not having any any ambition after you attain it and then you just stagnate. No. I know that most of you watching these kinds of videos are not like that. And so yeah, so what should you do about this? Well, you need to treat the thing that you really need right now and the thing that you desire as something that has already happened. So I don't care whether you do it through visualizations, affirmations, or through whatever technique that you want to do. I want you to basically, this is the technique that works perfectly for me, right? So I get into a deeply meditative state, which is usually me just lying down on my couch or in my bed as I'm about to go to sleep. And then I imagine a scene that implies that I am, or that I have that thing right now. So it implies that it has already happened. Like, it is done. It is just implied. It is already happening right now. I have that thing, and I have someone that I love, uh, basically acknowledging it over and over again through one short sentence, whether it is something like, "Oh, I can't believe that you achieved this or that," and then I just loop it over and over again, like like an Instagram reel, for example, to generate emotion. And then after I do this, I just open my eyes and I just say, "Okay, it's done. Like, it's over." And then you operate from that consciousness until it just comes to you physically. And you do this every day, over and over again, until it feels like you're literally straining yourself. So yeah, you need to basically be good with it and good without it. And what I mean is that you give yourself what it is that you desired from it. Because when you truly think about it, we don't want the physical thing itself. We only want the emotion that we would feel upon attaining it, right? So why do you want more money? Because you want to feel more free. Why do you want to have a new vacuum cleaner? Because you want to feel the security that every time you see some dust in your house that you can just take care of it. Why do you want a new football ball? Because you want to feel the respect from your peers. Acknowledging that you can afford something like this, or I don't know, extrapolate this to your own life. And so make that scene reflective of you receiving that thing, of course, but predominantly focus on the emotion. Because once you can neutralize that emotion in your consciousness and in the present moment, then the universe will give you more people, conditions, circumstances, timings, and events that will reflect you being respected more, that will reflect you being more loved, that will reflect you being more free. You understand what I'm trying to say? And so yeah, what we did in this video was not just focusing on the mental health side of things, the manifestation side of things, but we also focused on the psychological side of the things, because I know how it feels like to get into this loop where you don't feel worthy all the time and you just do the progress over and over and over again. And then even when you do get some results, and even if you do attain what it is that you so desire, you still feel like shit. And so we got rid of it. And then I taught you how to actually get it, because when you normalize it within your consciousness by giving it to yourself, that emotion that you would feel upon attaining it, then you collapse the gap between you and your reality. And when you become basically good with it and good without it, then you will imply to the universe that you already have it. And since the universe indirectly responds to your predominant mental and emotional state, it has no other option but to give it to you. Okay? So that's how you let go when you need it the most. You basically relax, you immerse yourself in the mental and emotional state, then you operate in your day-to-day life through basically in that mental and emotional state, and you take action from it. And yeah, you basically do the technique every single day until you attain it, because when you attain it, then that is a sign that the universe is now maintaining this new predominant mental and emotional state, and that it is already solidified and you don't have to do anything else. Okay? So yeah. And by the way, if you're more interested about this manifestation stuff, and if you feel like there's hidden potential inside of you that you haven't been able to unleash, but you just know that you can do better, then you can check out my Timeless Reader's Mindset in the description. It is something life-changing. But if that's not you, then skip it. And yeah, go implement the knowledge that you've learned from this video, and take care. Have a nice rest of your day.